we got here?
It's my personal project for about the last 3 years. I do a lot of competitive shooting. It's kind of my passion. And I play a lot of different games, any excuse to pull the trigger.
Are you guys based
And one of the games that I've gotten into is precision rimfire in the NRL 22, PRS 22 world. And like everybody else, I got a really good bolt gun setup based on a Voodoo barreled action in one of our chassis. But I really felt that if I could get a semi-auto that would give me that accuracy performance, that would be a big advantage in those games because of the time constraints. We've been working on this for several years. It's kind of funny, the first time I showed up at a match with one of these, people were actually laughing at it. But after they realized I wasn't missing anything on the Know Your Limits rack, then they decided maybe there was something to it. And so, yeah, well, that's basically the premise here. Is we already knew we had a really reliable rimfire action. The second thing we were after was to get that bolt gun level accuracy with match grade ammo, obviously. Ely Precision Semi-Automatic Bench Rest.
Interesting.
Which is actually clocks out of these about 1075, so very similar to 10X, but actually I've gotten at 50, I've gotten similar results out of those. And some of the ammunition that shoot well in the bolt guns don't necessarily shoot well in the semi. Just launching it this year, we're really excited about it, and it's done the job for me. And more people see me using it, and they've been very excited about it. And
now the other gentleman was telling me this takes Smith & Wesson magazines?
Yes, we've got our own bolt catch, which is actuated off the Smith & Wesson 1522 mags. It'll work with the Black Dogs, however they do not lock it back. The other mags that are functional is the Chris Defiance. They have a magazine that will actuate the lock back feature, and also the CMMG mags will work with it. Personally, I prefer the Smith.
I got you. As far as the action goes, is that built in-house, the bolt assembly and all of that?
That's our action for these, you know. And we really proved that in the Steel Challenge venue. We got one of the most reliable rimfires in this, because the Steel Challenge guns just got to work. And so that's kind of one thing that dawned on me when I shoot a lot of Steel Challenge also. And it really dawned on me one night that I saw all these people having these problems with these rimfire setups, and typically 1022 clones thereof, you know, and my gun is just working, you know, and of course they started to peripherate. We never really went after that market per se, because the rimfire rifle we've done years past, we really built it as a 3-gun practice rifle. That's what it was intended to be. You know, we were not expecting to get like MOA performance out of it, but it just had to work. And we ironed out all those bugs, and when we got into the Steel Challenge arena with this ultralight rifle we built, then I just wanted to take it to the next level with a different type of barrel.
Talking about accuracy, what would you expect if I buy one of these rifles, I put a really good match load through it, what should I expect from it?
You know, if you've got good, there's caveats. See,
of course.
Because you know, a lot of people that get into this, they've never actually developed good bench rest technique and all that. But if you have that all put to bed and you know how to shoot rifles accurately, in semi-autos, let me say this: the technique on semis is really quite a bit different than the technique that I use on a bolt gun. And I've done a lot of videos on that, so you can check that sort of thing out. But if you got all that put to bed and you got good ammo, it should be no problem getting, say, half-inch, 50-yard groups or better. And I've gotten pretty close to MOA accuracy at 100 out of these rifles. There again, with the right ammunition. And I actually play the F-class rimfire down in Florida. And now that's really an extreme accuracy-based sport. And I think that these rifles probably have no advantage, say, in that particular venue over the bolt guns. But it's interesting. Because there is no time constraint. But it's interesting that they're actually introducing a semi-auto division now, and we're going to clean up there.
Oh yeah, exactly. There won't be any competition there. That's awesome. Now, price and availability.
We've got a limited run of. Ironically, this is the most unique barrel that we have, including all the centerfire barrels. So we're looking at it. We're only going to have it available on the SCI 20, which is our side charger that you see here, or a CTI 20, which is the top charge only. And both of those are billet rifles that incorporate the thermal fit aspect of our barrel installation, where you have absolutely no place, an interference fit between the barrel and the receiver. So really kind of a monolithic performance in that mounting. The retail customers on this rifle, the side charger, probably looking in that $3,500, $3,600 range.
That's actually not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah, it's not as bad.
For the best semi-auto 22 on the market.
There you go. It is actually a value play if you look at what you're spending on a bolt gun and a chassis and all that, right?
For sure. Awesome. That is good to hear. And limited availability, so maybe not full production.
We've got about 25 of these in production right now, and we're waiting for our next batch of barrels.
Gotcha.
And so, that's going to be, I think that for us, probably our limiting factor is this barrel is so unique and it's such a low production barrel.
Right.
I'm hoping that we can ramp up there. Because I'm actually, at this point, I'm not sure how many of these we're going to sell a year. I'm kind of expecting that the interest we've had here has just been like through the roof. So who knows? We're probably going to be selling hundreds of these a year.
Right. Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, well, I appreciate it.
All right.
Very much.
Thank you.